All right, YouTube, we are back at it with the first video of 2021. Let's see if I mess that up this time in the video. And today we have a really great video. We're going to bully myself from the past. So join me in hurting some feelings. Let's go. We are going to be doing my 2021 goal / what I want to do video. And what better way than to look at my 2019 / 2020 video and compare and contrasting, see what I did, see what I didn't do, and maybe I could talk a little bit about what happened in 2020. In fact, I don't even think I want to. I don't think anyone really wants to. I think we all know what happened. 2020, obviously, big shit show. Lots of craziness with the pandemics, the lockdowns, the non-lockdowns, the non-pandemics, the pandemics, the everything, the virus, all the craziness. But one thing I really want to focus on and make sure is that I don't say, oh, I wasn't able to do this or this or this or that or this or that because of the pandemic or the virus, because that's not fully true. I know for sure. I rather blame myself first and then Corona for the reasons why we didn't do that stuff. So that's what we're gonna take it. In fact, let's pull up the video and see what I did and didn't do and how that went. All right, so what the fuck? Did I just summon some kind of beast? What the fuck was I doing? Man, I had hair back then. Long awaited and also very late. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video was so in 1 year or so, I can have a reference of like, okay, this is something that, oh, we finna do that. Am I paler from that video? It's scary. I'm so energetic and full of youth. I'm so young and full of life, full of hair. Look at that. I've skipped to the part where I talk about the stuff that I actually wanted to do this year. So let's see. So some of the stuff that I have planned out for 2020. Okay, here we go. Creating a lot more content. So a lot more videos, a lot more posts, pictures, and everything. Okay, so I actually did do this one. So creating a lot more content. I'm actually really proud of this work that I've been able to do on this point. So there was even a time in like July this last year where my sister and I, who helps me with videos, were like hitting it really hard. Like I was getting podcasts and I was having a lot of streams on YouTube, taking those streams and making clips to then post on like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and then uploading the talks onto Spotify. So YouTube and all that definitely saw a lot of new content. Like last year, I did the most YouTube videos I've ever done. It was like 27 videos, and this is the most I've ever done in my life. So I'm actually really proud about that. It's been really fun. We used a pretty straightforward like content funnel basically to make this happen, which I can talk about in another video. But basically we just take the streams, chop it up into smaller parts to post on different social medias, and or to post onto like YouTube videos or podcasts on actual like Spotify, and then just keep drilling down until you finally see the individual posts. But we can talk about that in another one, but let's keep it moving. And expect a lot of that. If you have any ideas, my chair still squeaks just like that. It's annoying. Also want to start up a podcast now that I actually have a desk to start a podcast. Did do that. You know who you are. I'll be reaching out. And I did. So yeah, so we did. I did do this. I did the Earth to Mars podcast, which is my bring on my cool friends, shoot the shit, and or like faux Tim Ferriss, try to figure out how they do the cool stuff that they do and figure out their ways of doing it. And we also did the Men Are From Mars podcast, which is also super fun. It's my like dating relationship podcast where I bring on guests and we talk about how silly guys are, or talk about crazy dating relationships, stories that we've learned, or things that we've learned in stories. And I'm really proud about this one. We did actually do these two, and I'm excited to keep having more guests for these on in the future. Landlording and all that stuff, just kind of, I'm a Rose dad, a proud Rose father right now. All those roses are dead. I wanted to work on Weep Shirts. So Weep Shirts actually had a crazy amazing year last year.
2019 they did. weebshirts.com.
So, Weeb Shirts did not do so hot 2020. I did really bad on this point, and I did not spend time on Weeb Shirts like I should have. I am not gonna blame Corona. I should have been way more active in fielding and getting designers and getting new designs created. It just kind of snowballed into me, or I guess it's like a slippery slope of me just not following up and not doing things. And then because of Rona, everything slowed down. I was just even less interested. I just kind of wanted to keep playing World of Warcraft. So Weeb Shirts did not do amazing last year, mainly because of that. We will see. So this year, now that everything's a little bit more figured out as far as logistics for the providers and the warehouse and the people that do my fulfillment and shipping and everything. So now that all that's kind of, you know, we've been a year or so in Rona already. We're about to hit a year or so, so I think it should be a lot more figured out. And if I, you know, spend the actual time to do the outreach like I wanted to, like reaching out to people on TikTok, for example, like awesome creators that are on that platform, to be able to hype up and get more traction for Weeb Shirts, I think we could have a good year. I also wanted to look into other creative things that I could do for Weeb Shirts, such as like YouTube. I don't think or expect conventions to be back this year, but eventually doing like a live from, you know, San Japan, or a live from Anime Matsuri, or just live from X convention, that could be really cool. Meeting up with different cosplayers and stuff, and like kind of like live interviewing, like, oh, here, oh my God, is this cosplay from blah, 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 blah? And I think that could be a really cool thing as well. Just different stuff like that for Weeb Shirts, I think could be really interesting. Something I'm definitely looking forward to and trying to do. So, okay. So yes, I do think learning and courses and books and everything is very important. And I definitely dropped the ball on that this last year. Funnily enough, if I don't have a commute where I spend like an hour plus 5 days a week going back and forth to work, a lot of my I do audiobooks. A lot of my audiobook time got kind of cut. So definitely want to schedule out more time to handle that this year, because I don't expect me to be going into the office for work anytime soon. I think it's all just going to be a lot more remote work. So definitely want to make sure I do that. I did put a book list on my website. However, my website at mars.gg, but I did not really flesh it out as much as I wanted to. So that is one thing as well. I wanted to make it a little bit more descriptions of why I have these different books on my book list, and what these books meant to me, and what I learned, when it would be a good time if you wanted to read them, what you could learn. We're working on it. This year I am actually very serious about wanting to do more language learning and courses. I actually have already signed up for a Russian class at the University of Rice. They do it online, or Rice University, whatever, fuck Rice. I'm kidding. I'm a student there now. So we're gonna see how that goes. I guess I'll give some update maybe at the end of the year for that, when I rewatch my video this year. When I rewatch my video for this year, next year. It's confusing. It's like Tenet, very confusing. All right. And just actually start kind of doing stuff, right? Just actually spoilers. Stuff out there. I did not start doing stuff. Let's talk about the stuff that I want to do this year, so that I can roast myself in a year and say, oh yeah, you're so awesome, you totally did that, man, I'm such a boss, yeah. So what do I want to do this year? I want to work a lot harder on Twitter and YouTube. I think I'm gonna like narrow down on those two platforms the most, because this last year, having done more YouTube than ever and video editing for the first time, I found that it's really fun and really enjoyable for me. So I really do like editing my videos, making a bunch of jokes in the videos, filming, vlogging, just putting people in situations and having them like whatever, and like improving, doing all that stuff. So I really do enjoy that. I also think YouTube versus Twitch, maybe long term, is really good, or at least for me. So Twitch is very fun, and don't think I won't be doing any more of my streams, not like I did a lot to begin with, but not necessarily slowing down on Twitch. I just want to really focus on making sure that I'm getting YouTube content out. And Twitter, I want to work on, just because I like Twitter. I like the text contextual aspect of Twitter more than, let's say, like Instagram. So Instagram for me isn't super crazy. The only thing I really like about Instagram is the stories. I don't really care about posts. I don't really care about my like feed making it look pretty, and I'm not a big picture taker really to begin with. I'm focusing a little less on that. Honestly, my favorite part of Instagram was just stories, because the story is just an immediate haha lol or like a haha gee joke. So Twitter, I think, is going to do really well for me because I want to get a little bit more into kind of like writing jokes or being funny, just text stuff like that. Like I think I can hit that aspect of what I like more on Twitter than these other places. Capiche? Makes sense? Makes sense to me. Like I said already, I signed up for learning courses and stuff because it is very importante, and I want to make sure that I'm doing that. So if I can hit maybe maybe not as many books as I've usually done before in the past, but if I can try to keep up on that, keep learning, actually spending some time that I would have been on a podcast and just actually like trying to read something new, I think we can hit it. Other than that, I'm gonna just hit the podcast. I really want to hit the podcast more, grow those out, and hopefully start creating more content for Weep Shirts. Because I feel like I really dropped the ball last year on Weep Shirts, and I would love to have another great year and see how I can build up the community, see how I can build up the different aspects of it, the different parts of it, other than just like the merch. So I think that's what I'm going to be working on, focusing on. We'll see. Maybe a meteor will hit us this year. Who knows? I can't possibly predict anything after last year. So I hope this was informative. I hope this was fun. I hope this was interesting, and I hope you can help keep me accountable for the stuff that I said I wanted to do this year now with my jaded worldview of Corona. So I hope you're also thinking about what you want to accomplish for this year, and I love you all. Expect more YouTube from me, and I will see y'all in approximately 1 year or so. Let's see if I can beat myself next year and have this video out by like the 9th or something. So thank you all so much, so much, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye. I believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you. And let's make 2020 great. I'll see y'all in 2021. Make 2020 great. Spoilers, it was not fucking great.